You sparred with KSI at one of your first boxing camps.
It was, let's settle this. Like, let's make it a clean win.
And he's on Gibb. How do you think that fight would have gone?
I would have smoked him. He's not retired, man. For the right money, he'll come back.
Deji, can you offer maybe some insights?
He's going to come back and have a fight soon. He's told me a few names, but
I feel like this break was needed because I've got even better now, so.
Welcome, Misfits Boxing fans. I'm Ben the Bane Davis, joined by my co-host BL, and we're excited to get into today's installment of Misfits News. Truly an action-packed show. Without further ado, let's dive right in. BL, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How you doing, Ben?
I'm good. On the road a little bit. Apologies for the set not being the usual green screen, but, you know, we're always cooking. We're always cooking.
Well, we've got some big updates for you all. Anison Gibb is back in training, whilst HS Tiki Toki has returned to the Shoot Fighters gym. The full Misfits lightweight tournament has now been revealed, and April 6th continues to gain some steam. But first, let's touch base on Misfits MMA. Mams Taylor revealed it to us, so let's talk about who are the potential fighters to compete.
Such an interesting conversation, right? Because there's so much mystery around it, but we do know it will happen in 2024. My emphasis is the safety. You know, I think that a lot of the guys that we've seen in Misfits Boxing aren't going to be the ones that cross over into Misfits MMA. It's just an entirely different realm. So there's a limited Venn diagram that we're operating on. But some familiar faces, BL. I would love to see Logan Paul. He's got the wrestling background. JMX, of course, makes a lot of sense. And BL, I know you've got some eyes on Sammy Joe Lugston.
I don't know what sort of eyes I've got on Sammy Joe Lugston, but I'm definitely for sure excited for her to join the MMA ring. You know, she's put some fantastic performance in, and this isn't the first time she stepped into the MMA ring. She has that extensive background, so she can really cause problems here, Ben.
Absolutely right. She's got expressed interest from the PFL, so getting a prospect like that in Misfits MMA would really add some credibility. But talking about credibility, there's a couple other suggestions. I have few influencers and people associated. Poppy Gio's a big MMA influencer. Maya Kawas is a Muay Thai influencer. The one guy that I think we need to have in Misfits MMA is a TikToker that you know, a food reviewer that you love. It's Keith Lee. It just makes too much sense. The Bellator experience, the superstardom online. I think he would be the best person to headline the first Misfits MMA event.
Well, not only does he know the sauce when it comes to food, he knows the sauce when it comes to the MMA ring. This guy can really fight. And one interesting pair that would be to get him into that Misfits MMA ring if he'd be interested.
Let's take it to the Misfits tournament, though. The full lineup's been unveiled. Let me tell you, it's really not what we expected. It's a mix of familiar faces and some lesser-known fighters, but the blend of talent and styles is sure to be an exciting one. Let's dive into it, BL. Who is competing in this 8-man tournament?
Now, let me start off with Lil Cray Cray. It may surprise you, but he had 650k on YouTube and 37k on Instagram. He is one of the shorter fighters, 5'6", from the Philippines, southpaw, so he's going to really cause some issues in that division. Not far from there is Baby Hulk, also a 3-2 pro MMA fighter, the shortest fighter ever on Misfits, may I just say as well, at 5 feet. But can this guy fight? Oh my god, just watch his last fight on Street Beast with 46 million views. Look no further.
A couple lesser known guys in the lightweight tournament, Argentinian King and Tasmanian Devil. King's got over 350,000 on Instagram, nearly 500k on TikTok. A lot of his content is more travel related and music, but if adventurers and Misfits have shown us anything, like Tristan Ham, it's that they can certainly swing and bang. Tasmanian Devil, probably the smallest content creator that's getting this opportunity and platform in the lightweight tournament. And some people may go, oh, well, why does he deserve to be there? He's not that big. If you take a look at his boxing and you see how clean and fast his hands are, you'll understand why he punched his ticket into this tournament. And maybe he doesn't have the most fans right now. After a couple of his fights, I'm sure he's going to have a couple more, BL.
Well, let's tune back to a familiar face, Ace Noosa. Obviously, some of you may be asking, where do I know this name from? Well, he was actually meant to fight Waleed back in the day. However, because of a brain injury, he can no longer fight. He's been training, he's been putting the work in, and now I'm excited to see his return on Misfits with 1.3 million on TikTok. This guy can not only entertain in the boxing ring, but also in the crossover boxing world. Not long after that, we got Yuddy Gang. Now, Yuddy Gang, we saw him recently put on a great performance, come off a win after 2 losses. One of those losses was actually against Dean and Waleed, and he showed some incredible defensive work. This guy can really box. I'm excited excited to see Yuddy Gang back in that ring and show the levels that you can get to in crossover boxing.
The last two competitors in the lightweight tournament are certainly a cut above many other people. Joey Knight, 1-0 so far in Misfits. His debut was quite recent against Most Wanted. Looked fantastic in there. Really close with True Jordy, known for his football podcast. But, I mean, the dude is a two-division champion in boxing, undefeated, I think 7-0, 8-0. But the tournament favorite, the guy that we've seen before dance with Dean the Great on several occasions, the Golden Glove winner, the 19-year young Waleed Sharks. I think there's a lot of spotlight and pressure on what version Waleed Sharks we're going to see inside this tournament. And again, he's the favorite. Let's see if he can live up to it, BL. The one guy that I have my eyes on is Lil Cray Cray. The Southpaw specialist is going to cause some serious problems, in my opinion, because the one thing that you can't teach in street beefs is heart. It's willpower. It's that durability. And, you know, he has been asking for this platform for a very long time. He's been hungry for it. Now he's getting this opportunity, and I do believe that Lil Cray Cray can make the most of it.
Well, Ben, there is a key date being tossed around at the moment, April 6th, with big names such as HS Tiki Toki, King Kenny, Joe Weller, and Anison Gibb back in training. Ben, I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think this card is going to be.
Obviously, some names have either leaked or been rumored to be on it, but the one matchup I think we all want to see that Mams Taylor said they're in positions to get done, it's Weller versus Bazinga. That's got a headline. It just makes the most sense. Weller looks like he's in fantastic shape, maybe the best of his career potentially, and it just fits as the marquee matchup for that April 6th event.
Well, when you started off with that sentence, I thought you were going to say John Fury to start off with. But don't get me wrong, I wouldn't love anything more than to see the sidemen step into that ring for the first time. I think he can really cause some issues in the scene.
We're entering an era where we do need to have some big pillars, some new faces that can carry either pay-per-views or drive some mainstream attention, and Joe Weller is positioned for that. But if anyone was fit to tell us what's going on with the April 6th card, it's the man himself, King Kenny. Kenny, how are you?
Let's talk about a little leak that you gave on your stream the other day. Can you give us any clues on what happened?
I'll be honest with you, I was streaming, but you know when you're streaming a lot, you kind of forget that, I know it sounds crazy, you forget your life because you're talking to the chat. And I said it and I was like, oh shit. I wasn't sure if I was meant to say it. So yeah, that's essentially what happened there.
Can we get any teasers on what's to come? We haven't seen King Kenny in the ring since the Prime card. So can you give the fans something to look forward to?
Yeah, I'll just say like back in the gym, so something different. We've been working on different looks like with Daily. And I'll be honest with you, I've had like 2 months off because I've been doing camp non-stop, back to back. I had like 4 fights last year, so I really wanted to take a break. But I feel like this break was needed because I've got even better now. So
without revealing who it is this the opponent that you wanted? Is this mystery guy on April 6th an opponent that you're like, oh, this is going to fire me up?
I mean, yeah, every opponent's like that. It's just one step at a time, and we take each opponent as it goes.
Last time out, you fought for the light heavyweight belt against pretty boy Anthony Taylor. Walk us through that performance. How do you reflect on that night?
The worst fight of my life. It was horrible. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do. Anthony Taylor is very annoying to fight, but it's a learning curve. We just move forward and learn from it. I wouldn't say he's the better fighter. He's just more experienced. He just knows weird tricks and shit. It was just annoying to fight. I was even getting frustrated in that fight. I felt like I was fighting him and the ref. The ref took a point from me, and he's doing all that shit. I was so frustrated, but we move on from it. We moved on very quick from it, so yeah.
What was anything surprising? Like, what was the biggest thing about fighting Anthony Taylor that you were like, I don't know if I was expecting that?
First of all, the fucking run at the start, I was like, what the fuck? And then after that, I was like, okay, I started to ease back into it. But then he just started running into me, hugging and just hugging. Like, there was no boxing. It was so hard to fight him. Like, not even hard. It was just annoying, you know?
Yeah, it's more of a hug fest. It was actually quite cute to see, to be honest.
No, it's not cute. It's boring. It's boring. What the fuck? I know we won, fair play, but I would prefer to give like an entertaining fight, you know, for people to watch, because people like are paying money, pay-per-view tickets to come see fight, and they end up seeing that shit. It's actually embarrassing. Like, if I was Anthony Taylor, I wouldn't be proud of that win. Not gonna lie.
Well, let's talk about an entertaining fight that was meant to happen prior to fighting on the Prime card. And Anison Gibb. How do you think that fight would have gone if you guys did step in the ring?
I would have smoked him. I'm being straight. God knows my heart. I was there for blood. I was there for smoke. He didn't want it. He realized after the Winderson fight that I'm just too good, and he just vanished. He's never gonna fight me.
What do you make of him actually retiring though? Because he said he's putting the gloves up.
He's not retired, man. For the right money, he'll come back. No one's ever really retired in life. If they get them paid the right P's, they'll come back. How the hell has he got the belt when we didn't even do the final? He made a custom belt and put it on his chair. That's what happened there. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to get me to talk about him, and he succeeded.
I want to take it back, King Kenny. Something that people don't really know is that you sparred with KSI at one of your first boxing camps. Reminisce on that experience and some of the things you learned from the Nightmare.
He's strong. I'll be honest, he's strong. Cardio freak, and it was a very good fight, man. I say fight. I know it's sparring, but it was, trust me, it was a fight.
Turned into a brawl.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But like me sparring him elevated my game because obviously he's very experienced in the game. I'm pretty sure he had already fought Joe Weller, Logan Paul 2, right? At that time, around Temper. So yeah, it was good for me to spar him to know where I was at in the YouTube game.
Who would be the person that you want to see KSI fight next, if you could give an insight and opinion on that?
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? Tommy Fury rematch. Because of how controversial the win was, I would say, let's settle this. Like, let's make it a clean win this time, you know?
Yeah.
Let's talk about rematches, King Kenny. Let's talk about a controversial win, face Temper, that made a dramatic return to crossover boxing. When can we expect you to rematch him and to get that decisive win?
If he wants to fight, I fight at 170 pounds now, so if he's down to come down and weight, I'll be down to fight him whenever.
And what did you make of his most recent performance against Ginty?
Very good. I'm always honest. You can tell he's improved. Knowledge of distance is good. He seems stronger at that weight as well. Finished him, so he got better. He got better as a boxer. Chin was tucked this time. So yeah, he got better.
Talking about some people that have leveled up the game. Deji, partner in crime at the boxing gym. There's a lot of speculations that he's going to return as well. Can you offer maybe some insights in Deji's 2024 potentially?
So yeah, I think he's gonna come back and have a fight soon. He is training, he's always staying in shape, but I don't know who he's fighting. He's told me a few names, but before I end up saying something I'm not supposed to say, I'm not gonna say
No more leaks. No more leaks.
Yeah, no more leaks. No more leaks. I learned my lesson. I'm so careful now with what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, let's focus back onto your boxing career, Kenny, and let's talk about the guys we've seen training back in the gym. Swarms, Salt Pappy, those are some of the names we've seen. Is that an indication of someone you may be fighting soon?
I'm not saying anything, bro. You're not going to get me. You're not going to catch me.
I'm trying my best. The fans can't.
You're not going to get me. I saw that on Twitter the next day. I was like, for fuck's sake, I hate streaming. I couldn't believe someone clipped that.
Here's a question that doesn't involve exposing any secrets. Since October, what are some of the biggest developments you feel you've made? Where are the areas that you've improved the most inside the gym? I know you, like you said, you had the 2-month break, but what is the new and improved version of Kenny looking like?
I'm trying to, improve my come forward ability. Like I'm trying to be comfortable just walking someone down, defending and then just unloading off of that. To be fair, working on inside game as well, because I feel like if my inside game was improved, Anthony Taylor wouldn't, have done what he done. So, working on where we went wrong in that fight, which was letting him even get there, letting him get on the inside. So inside game coming forward,
Well, I want your insights, Kenny, on what you made when KSI decided to relinquish that belt. He said, the belt's yours, guys. You guys fight for it. What did you make of that?
Well, I was like, fair enough, because he's not really, I don't know if he's having any fights this year, but if he's not, then it would be the right thing to do, right? So someone else can have an opportunity to have the belt.
Maybe we can see you jump up in weight and challenge for it.
I don't know, man. I really like the way. Yeah, I really like it the way I'm at. I think Mams did ask Daily the other day, but I don't fight at 86 kilos. I don't think I've ever fought at 86 kilos. That's big.
We'll let those big boys figure it out. I'm curious, Kenny, you're obviously streaming. We're seeing a lot of streamers express a lot more interest in boxing. Aiden Ross, Sneeko, Neon. What do you think of that crowd and some of those names potentially coming into Misfits?
Now, honestly, we need to get more of them involved in Misfits. They all pull in, numbers. They all pull in, an engaging crowd. I'd really want to see Aiden Ross fight, Sneeko, Neon, Speed. These are all streamers that I tune in from time to time. I think it would be sick to have them, in the Misfits game, because I don't think we really have like a huge streamer in the Misfits game yet, do we? And wait, no, to be fair, HS Tiki Toki was meant to fight soon, right? Yeah, so we're starting to get there, but I think there's space for them to join. Hopefully we can see them fight this year.
Did you catch the Speed versus KSI spar? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Speed's got a long way to go, man, but he's getting there.
Now, before you go, Kenny, I want to give you the opportunity to give the fans, without spoiling anything, any final surprises that they can expect from you this year.
I really want to get back to having fun again in the ring. I feel like that's when I'm at my best as well. So, you know, trying out new things, trying out new styles. And yeah, I can't wait to show everyone what I've been working on in the ring. So I see everyone in the ring.
Well, that was great to hear from Kenny. This card, I tell you something, is really shaping up. He didn't want to spoil too much. He's learned from his mistakes, but I think the guys know there's a big event coming up, and that's going to be April.
Absolutely. And Kenny sort of expressing the differences in what we're going to see coming forward, sitting on these strikes, feeling more comfortable on the inside. That is what's going to make King Kenny a superstar inside the ring. What an episode it's been from top to bottom. We've uncovered the latest news. Misfits universe. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave some comments down below. We'll catch you guys next time on Thursday. Remember, Misfits news every Tuesday, Thursday. Set your alarms. I'll see you there.